what I enjoyed in 1987 to 88, my Fulbright year in Romania. Some of you may have heard of that, my Fulbright year in Romania. And I'm just going to take about 20-30 minutes and then open it up for discussion with you. This is more of a talk, certainly than a lecture, although I'm told I can go on and on. So, but I promise it won't be too long. But what we're putting up here now are some. Are we putting them up? Yes, we are. Thank you for coming. We didn't expect more than 5, 6, maybe, because using Facebook, you never know. So thank you for coming, taking time out of your Monday, your busy Monday. We are here with my son, Nicholas, here in the front, who recently graduated from high school. He's almost 18. He was not born in Romania, but he speaks Romanian very well. And Lina is our cousin from Bucharest. She's here. She and her husband helped us get here from Bucharest today. It's a beautiful ride. Of course, this is my wonderful wife, Morella, whom I met in Iași 31 years ago. And we'll be celebrating next year 30 years of marriage. We got married in 1990 in March, after the revolution, not before. But we've been in kind of a nostalgic trip. We went back to Constanța, Morella's hometown. And we went to the part of the beach in Mamaia where I proposed, so we're still a little bit nostalgic to that. But I want to turn to this town, your town, our town. I consider myself a resident of Iași. This is a composite photo I did put up on my page, and it's October 87, February 88, and first week of June 88. And you can see it's all from the same perspective. It's from my balcony on Strada Stejar, 37A, the building, Taj 8. First one was taken actually the day after I arrived here. Probably this is October 14th or 15th in 87. And I was trying out, I wonder if I have it here. I was trying out my camera, which I brought with me because I'm reshooting with film the photographs I took that you see online if you've looked at my webpage. And so this Vivitar is going to take your picture. Because I have actually lectured in this hall before, so artifact. Okay, so the reason I took those and put them together, obviously, is because people were wondering where the heck is this place, and those of you who live in Hadaller,
I used to.
Donna does. You know that, you all know that Donna was a student of mine?
I told them, yes.
One of the best students, by the way, as you can see.
Wow.
Okay, so let's go to the next slide, sir. Most of these are from slides, so we can,
Bring the screensaver first, real quick.
Okay.
It's in this.
Let me get up here so I can see a little better. I'm going to try and get 9 months of my life into 20 minutes. So let's see if we can do that. This is the two sides, and this is sunset and so on. And of course, if you're looking right at the Palace of Culture, right in the center there, from the distance. Next slide, sir. This, believe it or not, on my Facebook page, this was one of the most popular pictures I put up. And there were many comments about this. This is, of course, the little box of matches. And I have, to this day, no idea why this has been saved, except that I remember it was in a box of stuff that I had packed and taken away in June of '88. And probably just shipped along with some things. But next slide. This one is side-by-side by some friends who took, they did I asked, what does it look like now? And some folks actually did it for me. This was put up in February when I first started my Facebook page. And you can see the 30-year difference. Exactly where that sign, well, it's not there anymore, but that's the Strada Independence. And that winter, and then that winter 30 years later. Next slide. Ditto, this is in Tatarash. And you can see that little, the bottom one is mine, obviously, and then what it looks like now, a little different. Not really that much change over the 30 years. Next one, please. Sir, what is your first name?
Stefan.
Stefan, thank you. This one, now and then, and this of course caught my eye because of the interesting shape and the methane gas ahead. Stefan, next. And this one, I love this one because I'm thinking, these guys, if you can't see from the back, they're actually carrying coffins. Those are coffins. I know, I didn't realize at first either. And of course in the wintertime, and someone sent a nice photo. I wish I had the name of the gentleman who sent the picture, but I don't. All credit to him. This is right at my tram stop in Tatarash, across from the little market, across from that tram stop. It's Ateno, isn't it? Ateno?
Ateneo.
Thank you. Meaning's a little rusty pronunciation. So obviously I was walking on a winter's day after a snow. This might have been in January, but that's not important. Stefan, this is how I got all my little goodies through the embassy in those days. See, when we were teaching, Romania was considered a hardship country. We were able to be treated half like diplomats. We could order stuff from the Dutch house, Peter Justison. Things like Americans need, like peanut butter and ravioli, and things like that. Toilet paper. Very important. Next one, Steve. This is Professor Horia Huban and his son Preppy. This is January of '88. I'd come back from a little vacation in England. And Horia was helping me set up household again. He actually brought a meal with him. Horia has since passed away, I've been told, but this has always been a great shot, I thought. That's the living room of my apartment in the building. Stefan. This is Lenuza, whose services as a cleaning person came with the apartment for the Americans. This is the American apartment. By the way, this apartment was as far away from the university, I think, as you can get. And the French and the Polish instructors lived right near the Hotel Miria. And that's exactly the pecking order we had in those days. The French were in the middle of things, and we were way out. But it was good for exercise. Next one, Stefan. This is the reader asked me about the radio in the background. That's how sharp-eyed some of you who are readers are. I said, what is that anyway? That's my shortwave radio I had to listen to the BBC. Shh, don't tell anybody I listened to this. And I had a little guitar which I played. Next, Stefan. And that's it. I actually kept it after Romania. Took it back. Next one. Somebody actually asked me about where were you listening? You should have tuned here to listen to the BBC. And I said, well, this is where I don't know how you figure out. I've tried all the time to listen to it. My kitchen. And not bad for a single guy. I was single then. I have no words to add to that. Next. This is some notes from a visit to the rector. Well, let's go right by that. Keep going. Good. And that's fine. This is more shots of my living room when I had friends over. Big map of the USA and where I traveled and whatnot. Next one, Stefan. Next one, Stefan. That was a poster I had to amuse folks, I guess. Now that I look at this wasn't a very big place, but actually we had several good student gatherings there, which apparently were illegal. Not that I know. I was spoken to that I shouldn't have students in my apartment.
Sorry, did Jerry stay in this apartment before you, Jerry Maguire?
Yes, it's the same apartment for Jerry and Linda, and going back to, I think, 3-4 years. And I think, yes, it's the same one, Jerry. In fact, Jerry left me a little box of stuff. I was the guy after Jerry Maguire. And if you want to look right at his message to me about what to eat and what not to eat, it's on that website. Next, please, people. Just a close-up of my iron. I don't know why that. Go ahead, Sean. Yes, my Shivaritsa, which I held in my pocket. Again, this is one of those, I saved it, why? Because. Okay. Next one, Stefan. This is an important document to me. The graduating class of that year invited me to their last formal lecture, and I was very grateful to go. And then we had a party afterwards. This was the end of March '88. Next. And there they are, in one of the lecture halls down in the second floor. And I am way in the back in the middle with the long hair. Way in the back with the long hair, probably the last row, second last row. Yeah, and next one, there's another angle line way in the back there with the long hair. This is before I met Morella and she said I needed a haircut. That's true. This is me with the haircut. Okay, next one.
Happy.
And you kept the haircut.
Well, the haircut I got in Constanza. So I came back, clean cut. This is the street down to my apartment. Actually, this was kind of shot backwards. I was looking back as I was walking. And so what I wanted to do with that May is to show what route I took when I walked. So let's move through this fast, and this is along the tram line. This is Strada Padura, right? Padura? Yeah, this is the side street off of the tram, right? And I took several pictures of this little alley during the season. That's why I did. Next one, Steve. Next one, I think that is long. This is the library, but that's before they made an underpass. But yeah, one of the signs of you know who. So let's move on. The same sign from a different angle, looking at the castle. Same thing. Next, Stefan, and that's me. This photo was actually taken pretty close to the time I went to visit Morella and see her school in the Tecuci area. She was teaching there. And I was on my way to take the train to Tecuci that particular day. May. No, that was May. And you know where that is. That's outside near the Casa Universitaria. Stefan. And this is this is what it is. This building, and on the street where the Cordy building was, where the reading room used to be that I used to oversee. More of the view, the same view. And this building has caused all kinds of people trying to help me identify what it is. And now it's a museum
of natural history.
Natural history, but it looks the same.
It's right across the street from the natural
They're
history.
redoing that one.
Exactly, and they moved the exhibition on.
Well, it looked lovely then, and it still looks lovely.
No, you can't feel it.
Next one. This is the one they actually put on the Newsweek article. Remember that one? It was in Romanian Newsweek last August. This was the cover for they used what happened to an American in Yash in 87, 88. And this is one of the photos. Maybe it was another angle. Stefan, the next one. No, that's the photo. I want to tell you something about this little horsey thing. This is a photo, and it's on Independence Boulevard. A fellow who was reading my page said, I had my picture taken on this thing around the time you were taking it, and he sent me the photo, black and white photo. And it's him on this horse with that background. I don't know how many thousands of kids had their pictures taken up. Now what's interesting I'm from, at that time I was living in Seattle area, and this is a Pacific Northwest, a Washington State, Western American kind of, ersatz Indian Western thing. For me, I was stopped dead in my tracks because I thought, I'm almost to the Ukraine. And this is what I see on the street for kids to have with cap guns and the hat and the whole thing. I thought, wow, the American Western myth is everywhere. So that's it. Okay, Stefan, I'm ready to move on here. We've got to make some time here.
There we go.
Golia. This is the same walk, as you can tell. How do you know? Because the light is consistently the same as we go. Now, I'm foolish. Press the arrow? Press the arrow?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Well done. You know what, this is the synagogue. That particular memorial is much improved and renovated. I've seen, you can see it tomorrow. This is a close-up. this is a building that was right across the street, right? You can't see it really now from what I can see, for the trees growing up around it. Yeah, but I was also told that this was very, very, very chic residence.
It's still
For not for everyone. So,
apartments are really expensive, but we need to take.
Okay. It's still there, so it must have been good workmanship.
Used to be the manager.
Sì, ma come me
Okay. You know what this is? This is still there as well, but that porch there with the windows is not,
No.
as far as I can tell from the internet. And this is walking on Hadaller again, walking back up to Tataraji. And this lovely little place I used to walk by every day, made me think I was in the country, just on the tram line next for a few moments. And this is a little playground in front of my building. And this is more of the parking arrangement in front. Some eagle-eyed followers said, the windshield wipers are, of course, removed. A detail I'd forgotten, actually, of those times. That's me. And this is a photo I took, walking on the Strada Stage Yard. That is on the Strada Stage Yard. Now there's a nice big home there, from what I could see on Google. It's the same. This is just turning the camera to the right. By the way, I used to take it very quickly, not to draw attention to myself. And sometimes I had, especially if I had a winter coat, I would hide my Pentax under the winter coat and have my little Vivitar as a sort of a backup. One was slides and the other one was film. So I got pretty good at taking them quickly. The reason for that was not to be mysterious. I mean, I'm taking pictures of people cleaning streets. What could be mysterious? But that I wouldn't draw attention to myself and they wouldn't confiscate my cameras. And that's what I pretty much did using that process. So it was very quick. But what I would do is I'd walk 20 times down the street and figure out what angle would be best as I walked, and later I took pictures. No cars parked on the sidewalk. This is Octavia Oca's Shakespeare sculpture. I'm told it's still there,
It's
right?
still there.
Yes.
And this is the office where I picked up my wages and I got my phone bill. 1,000 lei. Yeah, it was not itemized, so I have no idea why that is. So here's right in front of the triangle. And this is being fixed. It's not there now. I just saw it in my hotel room. This is in front of the building. One of the people following even knows who owns this tri-motorcycle, and the Dacia too. And people pointed out, the two-letter license plates, or two-number license plates. Yeah, how that was interesting. This is Hadaller again, right? And this is still here. Somebody gave me a photo. It's exactly the same kind of fencing around there. And this is, I'm gonna fail. Right, he was a French horn player, Benedict, and his daughter. And you know where they are. Those of you who live here know exactly where they are. It's just in front of the theater and the Cuza Philharmonic, right? Well, there's a sign. And you know where this is. And this picture was taken with my film camera, and this one was taken with my slide camera. So you can see, well, no, they're about the same. There's another one coming, I think. Nope. Well, we'll have to get to that in a second. This is the reading room in the Cordy building, where I was. Could maybe get 30, 40 people in there to show films and have discussions. This was a big point of contention with me and the head of the department at that time, because I was overstaying my hours a bit. They gave me like 6 hours a week for students. I traveled 10,000 kilometers to see students for 6 hours a week. I was not a happy camper. And I was sort of just hanging around. And news of that got out, and he was demanding that I keep to my hours or give up the key and control. This is the little rundown magazine that was outside my building, which is in the back left there.
It's still there.
It's still there, and it's got all kinds of...
Yeah, there's a gym.
A gym?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go see them. And of course, you know what this is. And this is, talk about a relic from the past. This is a fine I got for being on a tram with Corella.
You too?
For not paying my one leo fare. I know. I was
Still 50 though, the fine.
You know what my response was? My response was typical of me at that time, is, because I think this was May, late April, and whenever I was confronted with an authority, especially somebody giving me a ticket for walking across the street and there were no cars, I would just start speaking in English and saying, I'm the American lecturer here. And the polizia would say, no, you're not. Your hair's too long. But my hair was got quite a bit shorter by then. Oh, we don't. Now, this picture was taken at the Cuza Universitario, I think one of the last evenings I was in Yash in 1988, June. Professor Hoban, and help me out here, yeah, Piggy in the middle, and then you barely make him out, but that's Stefan Abadani in the background. And I don't know where I got the suit with the vest, but I have. And this is a book that my friends gave me in the week I left. It's at home. I kept everything.
It's somewhere.
I'm out of.
Okay, we gotta change the folder then, right?
I guess so.
Oh,
Are we 20 minutes over? Because that's June '88. And I'm wondering if let's see, let's look at your.